Hello, and welcome to episode 159 of Daryl Show Your Work. All right, in this episode, I am going to be conducting a phishing campaign with a piece of social engineering software known as Gophish. All right, so before I go any further, dive into this, you should pretty much know that I'm definitely doing some offensive security here. Definitely doing some red teaming. So I'm going to preface this video with my usual disclaimer saying that this is for ethical research and educational purposes only. Any sort of malicious activity that may directly or indirectly come from someone watching the video, I do not take responsibility for, nor do I condone. So, Gophish, what is it? It's an open source phishing framework designed for penetration testers and security professionals to simulate phishing attacks against their own organizations or through a client organization. All right, so through a user friendly platform, Gophish enables white hat professionals to conduct phishing assessments, educate employees about phishing risks, and strengthen the organization's defenses against social engineering attacks. And so that's what I'm going to be utilizing today. So I'm going to be creating some emails. I'm going to be basically just giving a simulated, showing a simulated occurrence of what a phishing campaign looks like from a white hat perspective. All right. So the first thing that I want to do, I've already got everything set up here. So what everything as far as configuration of Goldfish that is. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to be able to see what profiles that I'll be sending these emails to. So if I go here to my Goldfish folder, and let's go back here to the desktop. All right, and I'm gonna click on targets.csv. All right, so these are the accounts that I'm going to be sending phishing emails to, and basically what I'm looking to do and is go the way Goldfish works is once I send these emails out, it's going to give me statistics on how many emails were sent out. It's going to tell me who clicked on the email and who potentially entered in some credentials. All right, I don't know if I'll be able to go as far as the credentials portion of it since I'm in a lab and I'm not necessarily connected to an enterprise. So I'll be able to take us up to a certain point. All right, but you'll get the gist once I get things started. All right, so the next thing I need to do, I'm gonna go here in the Goldfish, and I'm gonna log in here. So giving it my credentials. Let's see if I can remember what my credentials were. Yes, admin, and I believe it was D. Let's see if that worked. Yep. Okay, that was it. All right. So the first thing I need to do is I actually need to set up the profiles for the users that I'm going to be sending this to. All right. So actually, I'm sorry. No, I need to set up a profile for myself first. All right. So that's not till later as far as user and groups. First, I'm gonna set up a profile for me. All right. So I'm gonna go to new profile, and I'm gonna name myself Red Team. All right. And then for the from, I'm going to say it's going to be from info. And then the organization I'm going to be spoofing today is INE. Shout out to INE. I'm actually using that platform to do this. All right. So that's who I'm going to be spoofing today as far as my email. So I'm going to say support@demo.ine.local. All right. And so the host is going to be localhost. That's the host name of the machine that I'm using, and I want to utilize port 25 since that is the default port of the SMTP protocol, which I'm going to, of course, need in order to send emails. And what I could do to check to see if port 25 is in a listening state, I'm going to go open up PowerShell here, and I'm going to say net stat. Oh, that's wall one command. Netstat dash A and O. All right, so I have a list of different machines and ports they're running. So we can see here, we see port 25 up here, and it is indeed in a listing state with a process ID of 2988, which is great. So it's available. All right, so then the username that I'm going to give myself is red at demo.ini.local. All right, then I'm going to just create a password for myself. All right. And so the thing to remember that this, so as far as the username and the password, so these credentials will actually be the actual like, let's say my actual email address that or whatever email address I've designated for myself personally when it comes to this engagement. This is going to be my email address, not necessarily the company's email address. All right, so the actual organization's email address that I'm spoofing is here in the from area. Right here in the username and the password, these credentials are actually mine. They belong to me. So it wouldn't be demo.ini.local. I'm just doing it for the sake of demonstration here. But it would be whatever email that I'm using as far as my engagement on the back end. So I just wanted to make that clear. And then I'm going to leave that checked for ignore certificate errors, and I should be good to go. All right, so what's going to happen? I'm gonna click send test email, and I have a Thunderbird email client here, and I'm going to verify if I can indeed get that email. You know what? But hold on, I think there's some other things I need to set up here. No, actually, I think I should be good. Okay, so I'm gonna says send test email. Okay, actually, I do have to set up some other things. All right, so when I clicked send test email, all right, so we can see this little area popped up, and I am actually going to have to give it an account to perform a test email to. So if we go back here to our list. All right, I'm going. This email right here. This victim. You get it, victim. Anyway, it is it's actually a dummy account here that's actually created for the sake of sending this test email. All right, so it's actually an account that I have access to, and it's a Thunderbird webmail account. So I'm going to be sending a test email here to verify that I can indeed, that I have everything set up the way I should, and that I can indeed send emails. All right, so that's a great thing to do before starting your engagement. Is just verifying that you have the right connectivity and that you're capable of sending emails on the network. All right, so let me just copy this so I don't have to type that in. All right. Okay, so first name is going to be Vic. Last name is going to be Tim. And then I'm going to paste the email link, their email in there, and then their position is intern. All right, so I'm going to send that, and it looked like it did not like something. Okay, it's probably, let me see, it's probably my password. Let me make sure I put in the right URLs here. Okay, so let me try that password again because it may not like that. Okay. All right, let's try to do that again. There we go. Okay, so I had to re-put into the email. All right, so I'm opening up the Thunderbird webmail application, which is a free open source webmail application. By the way, for those who are unaware, I believe it is developed by Mozilla, the same folks that do the Firefox web browser. All right, so we can see here that hold on, let me exit out of that. Okay, So we can see here that that I got my test email, default email from Gophish. It works. This is an email letting you know that your Gophish configuration was successful. Here are the details. All right, and who you sent from info. All right, and then okay, we can see that up here. Support at demo ine.local, and then sent to Vic Tim, and that position is intern. All right, so now go send some fish. All right. So now that we got that set up, the next thing that I'm going to need to do is I actually want to create a landing page for our victims to arrive at. So the idea is for them is I'm gonna send an email that's gonna put a link in there, and it's gonna convince them that they need to click on the link, and then when they click on the link, it's going to spoof a landing page that's going to look just like a version of their company's landing page. Is going to basically convince them to try to reset their passwords and see if I could trick them into providing that that page, their clear credentials, then which in a real situation a collector would be able, excuse me, actual malicious actor would be able to then collect that information to then perhaps authenticate themselves and take over that account and be able to do whatever they want to do with that account. All right, so to get started on that, I'm gonna go back to Gophish here. All right, and I'm gonna save this profile because I'm going to be using it later. All right, so I'm going to go to landing pages. All right, let's go to new page. All right, so I'm going to name this page INE. You know what? Hold on. INE password reset. All right, and then I'm also going to click import site. All right, so the site that I'm going to give it. In this case, I would give it the actual INE site, but since this is just for demonstration purposes only, I'm not going to actually scrape the actual real INE site. So there's one already being hosted here in the virtual machine. So I'm going to give it what's hosted there, but you would actually give it the actual website, which page or pages you want to scrape, and it would basically import that site into here, and that's how you would be able to spoof that actual site. All right, so it is being hosted at host name localhost and on port 8080. All right, so let's import that. So all right, so again, we can see here now that I've done that in the HTML tab, we can see that we have the password reset a page with the new password and the confirm new password text boxes. So it looks like the real thing here. So I'm gonna click submit, capture submitted data, and I'm gonna leave capture passwords. I'm gonna leave that unchecked, but I'm gonna also add to the redirect. I'm gonna add that same website here. So it'll just redirect them there, and they won't suspect that anything nefarious is going on here. All right, so now that I have that in there, I'm gonna say save page. All right, so now that we got that created as far as the landing page, the next thing I want to do is actually create the email template that I'm going to be sending out. All right, and before I jump into that, I actually have an actual email already written out here. So I'm gonna go into this, and this is the actual code of for the email that's gonna appear in the users mailbox boxes, and this is what's going to be trying to convince them to click on the link and to go to the landing page. All right, so let me just highlight all of this. So I'm saying Control A, and then copy it all. All right, now let's go back to the new email template. All right, I'm in here, so I need to give it a name. So let's see. I'm gonna name it the same thing. I'm gonna say INE password reset. All right. I'm gonna click import email, and this is where I'm gonna give it all the detail. I'm gonna paste all that information in here. All right, so I'm gonna leave that checked. The change links to point to landing page. Definitely want that to do so. Let's import that. All right, so this is what the email is going to look like. All right. So unfortunately, I had to because I lack internet connectivity, direct internet activity to this virtual machine. I had to remove some of the resources are um, that are that basically that some of the external internet resources that it calls as far as visuals, because it would have slowed down the lab, and and things would have been slowed down to a crawl. So for the sake of time, for the sake of speed, that's why we don't maybe see some of those INE symbols. But in real life, you would have something that looks that would have the INE logo, brand, and everything, and would look a lot more convincing. All right, and then if we look here where it says add files, so let's say that in addition to phishing campaign, I wanted to also attach a malicious file here. All right, to do something potentially malicious, or to collect some other information if they were to download that file. All right, or I think there is a statistic here which says, "Hey, files downloaded." Then I would attach it. I would click this button to attach it there. All right. So I don't believe there's anything else I need to add here. So I'm gonna click Save Template. All right. So now that that's done, now I have to actually specify the targets. All right. So you remember those names that I showed in the beginning of the video, as far as those different accounts that I'm going to be targeting. Now I'm going to give that to Gophish. So I'm going to go to new group. All right, and the reason specifically that I had it saved in a CSV format is because if we looked here, you may not be able to see that because it's kind of grayed out, but it only takes CSV files as far as uploading or as far as importing or uploading users that I'm going to be targeting here. So that's why specifically it wasn't in a text file, but was in a CSV file. All right, so first, I have to name the actual group that I'm aiming this at, and I'm gonna say INE employees. All right. Then I'm gonna click bulk import users, and then right here where we see targets.csv, I'm gonna upload that, and we can see now it's propagated here within this windows. All right, so we can see everything from Alice, the CEO, Bob, the CFO, John, the CMO, and even Vic, the intern, which was a dummy account. All right, all of them are loaded here. All right, so just looking over here to make sure everything is set up, so I don't have to add anything manually. So I'm good to go as far as this. All right, and now it's actually time to execute the phishing campaign. All right, so in order to do that, I have to actually create the campaign. So I'm gonna go up here to campaigns, and then I have to give it a name. So let's see, I'm gonna call this campaign. Um, let's see, I'm gonna give it the same name as everything below it, and that's password reset. Just keep everything consistent. All right, and the URL, I'm gonna give it the local host URL. I don't have to give it the port, so I'm only going to be, oops, hold on, and there go my keyboard. Okay, say local host. All right, and then I need to actually set a day and time. So looking here at the day and time on my machine here, on my virtual machine, it says 9:07 p.m. Let's choose a safe time here. I'm gonna click on this clock, And let's change that to, oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's change that to 9. Hold on, let me see. Okay, let's change that to 9:10. All right. So 2 minutes from now. All right. So sending profile is team, and then the group's INE employees. Okay, that should be good to go. So I'm gonna say launch campaign, and in 2 minutes I should be getting that email in my inbox. All right, so we can see here where it's going to tell me once those emails go out, this is where it's going to tell me how many emails were sent. And then as the emails are being opened, this is going to propagate to tell me how many emails are being opened, how many people actually clicked on the link, and how many people actually submitted data, as in entering in those credentials, and then how many people actually reported the email instead of doing any of these other things. All right, so I'm gonna go to my client here, and let's give it a minute or so. Sometimes even when it gets to the scheduled time, there may be a slight delay. So let's see what happens. I wanted to show, I mean, I could have did this immediately, but I just wanted to show the scheduling aspect of this, just to show how Gophish works and the different things, the different ways we can use Gophish. All right, there we go. All right, so got the email. So password instruction. Before I do that, though, we got the email. So let's see what's going on actually in the dashboard of Gophish. All right, so if I refresh this, and then also I meant to mention too, so right here we can actually export everything that's been collected here. We can actually export that into a report in a CSV format, and I believe in other formats too. So results and raw events as well. Or I think everything is in a CSV format, and then once everything is done, we can click complete. Okay, so it already propagated, so there's no reason for me to email sent. All right, or we could delete the campaign, or we can just refresh the dashboard here. Okay, so we can see that now this email sent is it's already propagated how many emails were sent, which was 4, and then we can also see down here as far as the status. All right, the emails that were sent. All right, so since these are not real people, okay, I'm gonna be simulating what happens when one of these showing how Goldfish collects this information once somebody actually interacts with the email. All right, so I'm gonna click on here. So all right, so I opened an email. So let's see if Goldfish picked up on that. So if I hit refresh, all right, now we can see email open, 1. And down here we can see who opened it, and this is victim. They opened it, all right? So we can see that it is actively collecting that information. So if I go to read, so if I actually, I'm reading this email, it says greetings from INE support. Your password is due to expire in the next 5 days. Click below to change your password now. And then we have the reset password button. It says, please do not miss this opportunity to increase your security. Thanks to INE team. And it has the INE address and everything. So again, looks pretty official. The only thing it's missing is just the INE logo. All right, and even has the support at INE um, dot local. So it looks pretty legit. All right, so I'm click on the password, and let's see what happens. All right, and so this is the result of me not having like internet access. So unfortunately, I can only really get us up to the point to where it's collecting the information and not where I'm actually entering the information as a potential victim. But I mean, you could use your imagination here. If right now this was the actual login screen that I showed as far as the landing page, I would input my information, and and probably it would just send them back to the landing page, so they wouldn't really suspect anything as far as this not being real. All right. So, but one thing I am going to do, I'm going to go back here, and we can see that now it's collected the information as far as the link being clicked, and we can see that also my status has changed down here to click link. All right, so it's tracking these things in real time, and as the penetration testers, you will be, this is documenting this for you, and these are things that will be included in your report that you could provide to your clientele, whether it's your own organization or a third party organization you're contracted to work with. Um, this is a great tool to use as far as the phishing campaign. It automates a lot of the steps for you, and really the only thing you have to do is just to actively track what's going on and just make sure everything is included in your report. Okay, so please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, show your work. Until next time, take care of yourself and God bless. And you know what? Since I can't really get us to the to the um, um, to the landing page, I could just mark this campaign complete. That's ultimately what you would do once you've gotten the numbers that you're trying to get, or you've reached the deadline. You would come here and just click complete campaign, and now your campaign is completed. All right, take care.